You're now watching The Wash Daily. Today news, Washington State is reorganizing how they're looking at cannabis when it has a psychoactive effect, and what they're doing is reclassifying Delta 8 and Delta 10 products, which are technically hemp-derived and were previously covered under the hemp bill from 2018. The 2023 hemp bill is more than likely going to make a similar differentiation between hemp that's used for things like hemp-based wood products or hempcrete and things that are being put into vapes or edibles for the purpose of gas stations selling you stuff that acts like weed. There isn't really a safety piece involved in the transition from the cannabis being handled by marijuana operators versus pretty much anybody, except for that what you would call big cannabis is very influential, and more than likely they're looking to protect their interests, as a lot of people are getting cannabis outside of dispensaries when Delta 8 and Delta 10 are available. Also in news, the NBA is releasing restrictions on players being able to participate in cannabis marketing as long as it's only CBD. What they're saying is athletes can invest in CBD companies, and they can even represent companies who carry CBD products as long as those companies aren't also connected to cannabis products which do contain THC. For the past 3 years, the NBA has stopped their drug testing for cannabis. Lots of NBA players are actually involved in cannabis now. Isaiah Thomas has a giant hemp operation in Ecuador, and a number of other players are getting involved in medicinal cannabis, CBD, for athletes, as it's well known that CBD is very good for folks who are experiencing muscle problems due to physical activity. Also in news, New Hampshire is now saying if you have a medical license from a state that's not New Hampshire or even Canada, you can now come to New Hampshire to buy cannabis, even though they don't really sell cannabis. But if you're in New Hampshire and you have a medical card, you can get cannabis with THC in it. There's a number of dispensaries who are actually in the granted state. And there's the medical card program in New Hampshire. You have to update every 6 months. It costs a few $100s, so probably $500 or $600 a year. And then you can go to New Hampshire's dispensaries and buy cannabis. A lot of people, though, in New Hampshire, even when they do have the medical card, end up going to Maine anyway, because Maine has much better cannabis than New Hampshire, because New Hampshire is not involved in cannabis. Thanks for watching The Wash Daily.